And just 30 minutes before Derek Chauvin is found guilty of the murder of George Floyd.
Hey, get down.
Police say 16-year-old Makhia Bryant was shot and killed by an officer after she, apparently armed with a knife, lunges at another girl after attempting to attack another one. So it attempted to attack one and then was turning to lunge at the other. The new footage includes video from the body cameras of other responding officers, so you can see multiple angles over time. So you're going to get all of this. I do want to warn you, though, that the video that you will see is, of course, very disturbing. Jason Carroll is out front.
Hey, get down.
Talking about what we're talking about, I looked up that because LeBron James is some place in Cincinnati is refusing to show another NBA game until they expel LeBron James.
Why? What did he do?
He said, the person that was killed, she was 16 years old.
You mean the young girl that they just shot?
Yes, 30 minutes before the verdict. That video is out, and so he said something to the effect of, it's not going to stop until, he said an eye for an eye, basically, is what he said. This bar is really upset with him for saying that, and they're saying that they refuse to show another game. And I was telling my husband and my brother-in-law, I said, okay, they want him expelled. I said, are they going to make up for the revenue that LeBron James generates, or are they just running off at their mouth? Are they going to accept the revenue that they as a bar going to lose for not showing a basketball game? It's easy to say stuff like that, but put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, shut up.
After all, they got sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
They got sponsors. And those sponsors are the ones they better try to go after or something.
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron is going to get paid. The sponsors are going to sue.
Mm-hmm.
If the game doesn't go,
mm-hmm.
they're going to sue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a fool talk.
Mm-hmm.
No, just a fool.
Now, this video, I watched this video. You got to be mindful when you call the police. But now it's showing this is a big girl with this knife, and she does have a knife in her hand, but she's not coming at the police officer. So that he fired in the air or that he shot her one time, okay, but he shot.
Yeah, I heard it on the news. It said that he shot that child 4 times.
She needed to be stopped.
Okay.
She had pushed one person down and missed. And she's a big girl, and this is a little lady she going after. But again, we got to start thinking. We're not thinking. And so she was in the system because I read a little bit about it. I'm not sure what the issue is. She was in foster care system. So her mother is there. I don't know what that means. And I'm assuming it's her biological mother. She going at 2 different girls with a knife. And whoever made the 911 call, they're saying something about she trying to stab us with a knife. And she trying to get at my grandmother or something like that. What it shows is the guy in the gray try to play innocent. He actually kicks a girl when she's down. This yeah. So he's family because he's one of the things he said was, you shot my baby, you shot my child, or something like that, he says. But at the same time, he's part of the problem.
Did she shoot somebody?
No, she has a knife.
Yeah, I knew she had a knife.
It's too much for the police, and it's too much for this family. This whole thing is too much. There was never any policing. He jumped out of his car shooting.
Hey, get down.
But he jumped into a volatile situation. Still, he's a police officer. All he sees is the girl with the knife going at somebody. Is she trying to keep them off of her? He don't know. He just shoots her. And that's where I have a problem. But again, who called the police?
I wonder why was she in foster care?
Right, because you see her mother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, now her mother's saying what you should say. She was such a nice and loving girl. That's not what I saw. We got to figure out what it is we need to do, how we need to talk to each other, how we need to act with each other, but we got to stop it. This is too much. And like I said, somebody called the police. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but know when you call the police, know what's going to happen. Somebody going to die.
And I still, she said something about they did something to her grandmother. Mm-hmm.
But bottom line is too much going on and it's too much anger. And like I said, on the right side, when she knocked that first girl down, that man in that gray hoodie, he kicks at the girl that's on the ground.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So then he want to holler about you killed. You didn't try to stop her from doing what she was doing. You didn't try to keep the police from having to do what they do. And I'm not saying what they needed to do. Because like I said, she needed to be stopped because she was going to stab that girl. Girl in the pink came outside to meet the police. More than likely, she's going to be the one that called the police. She came outside, and so maybe the whole thing came outside when she came outside.
Yeah, I heard that one in the pink. When she walked away, she said something about she was after me.
Yeah. Did you see she had the dog in her hand? And then when homegirl came at her, when she put her hands up, she dropped the dog. The dog laying down there, he was confused as what? He don't know why he got dropped.
Boy, you know, it's just getting worse.
Mm-hmm. That we're not afraid to die. But my thing is, we don't have to die.
That is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. That is terrible. That child is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Over a bunch of, I don't care what it was. I don't care what they said to her grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
It just was not worth all of this.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't worth her. It's not worth her little young life.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Like I said, the police response should have been swift. It should have been forceful. It should have been harsh, but not 4 shots. Because you don't even know what's happening. You're just shooting.
Yeah. And all she has is a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't look like a butcher knife to me. It looked like a short knife, like a paring knife or something.
It don't take but one knife to do it. But here's the thing. He's not attacking her. It's not like fear for my life. You can't say you was in fear for your life. You shot her in the back.
Oh, girl, it's just, I mean, can you believe before the verdict was read, we're talking about 3 people gone at the hands of the police.
We got to say something to our people. Look, first of all, it's not like police got open season and they riding around shooting black people. Y'all calling them.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know, we're supposed to call them if we need help. But they're not supposed to come and kill us.
So where's the breakdown in communication? Because we're doing what we're supposed to do. With that situation, they were supposed to call the police. What was supposed to happen? Michaela Bryant, this girl running around with a knife, jabbing at people. They're supposed to call the police. What's supposed to happen when the police get there?
Well, I think if the police was in front of me right now, my question would be, did you have to shoot to kill?
And that's what I'm saying.
I want to know, why would you have to shoot to kill?
Because 4 times was not an attempt to stop her.
Nice.
See, back in the day when they came, everybody would stop. Or somebody would run to the police with their story, but they wouldn't run with a gun. They wouldn't run with a knife. They wouldn't run to punch.
I mean, I just don't know. A girl with a knife look like a paring knife to me. I just don't see where you had to kill her. I can't find anything in my brain that would show me why. I could see it if she had a gun, maybe. But she had a little knife. It looked like a paring knife. And if you did have to shoot, do you have to shoot to kill?
I think he had to do something because she was getting ready to stab that girl. You have to do something, but you don't shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill is when there's a threat upon your person, and there was absolutely no threat to him. Absolutely no threat. And there's no chance now to reconcile whatever the little argument or anything was. There's no chance for that. So they can't make up. Their family's going to always be hating each other. They call the police because they had to call the police. And they had to call the police.
Yeah, they had to call. I mean, I get it. One of the commentators, that's what they said. There was no time when that cop, they said he drove up and that there was no time to de-escalate the situation. So you mean he had to drive up, jump out, and just start shooting.
Hey, sit down.
So he does say something to try to get a handle on it. And then his next step is shoot to kill.
I think that's one thing. If we ever have a cop on, I want to know Is that what you're trained to do? That if you have to shoot, shoot to kill. Do not shoot to maim or wound or anything. So is that what? You have to kill her?
She's not a threat to you. She's not a threat to you.
And then to shoot her 4 times? If my kids were young adults, I wouldn't want them to go nowhere. I just scared the whole time they were gone.
Here we are again. Family, we find ourselves in a crazy situation. We have a 16-year-old girl dead. And my question is, what could we have done? What should we have done to prevent this? Do we call the police when you have a 16-year-old with a knife stabbing at people? Do you fear that the police are going to come and once again, one of us is going to die? What is the correct thing we should do? I want us to get together and talk about it because this is just too much. You can find issues on both sides of this situation, but how do we stop it? How do we figure out how to treat each other right where we don't have to call the police? Because if we call the police, somebody's going to die. So we're going to have to figure this out, but we want you to join us on the call on Saturday so we can talk about what the proper thing is. What should I tell my brothers? What should I tell my nephews? What should I tell my nieces? What should I tell my sisters? What do I have to remember? What is it we need to tell each other and make sure we understand? Because pulling away, driving off, fighting, all this other stuff is going to get us dead. I hope to see you here Saturday because we need to talk about this. We need to stop this. The police are doing what they do. And as we can see, this last shooting was 30 minutes before the verdict.